What is up, guys? Welcome in to yet another edition of the Ben Garcia Show. I've got to be very honest with you. It is going to be a heck of a ride on this edition of the Ben Garcia Show. You guys have seen the title, so without further ado, we'll get to it in just about 40 seconds. I'll see you guys then.
The Ben Garcia Show. Yeah. Best show in the land. Yup. Listen. Come and get your information from Ben Garcia. Get the latest on your quarterback, running backs, and receivers. Tune in, so any other show you don't need them. Any news that he giving out, please just believe him. Giving out the latest prediction and top-notch analysis. Wanna hear the truth, better have thick skin like calluses. The latest move that your team just made can be damaging. The dudes ain't speaking no facts, they just be rambling. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. Yeah. Lights, camera, action, turn on the show, go get the cameraman. The Ben Garcia Show.
What is up, guys? Welcome into yet another edition of the Ben Garcia Show. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day, however you're watching, however you're following. Listen, I talked about this a couple of days ago where, the sports world is just kind of on a hiatus right now. You're in the depths of the NBA season. There's no NFL going on right now. The NFL draft will start to pick things up as things go on. But this is not one of those days. There is news galore going on in the NBA landscape, especially if you are a Phoenix Suns fan. So I'm not going to waste your time. We got a lot of things to get to. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. And just a quick update about shows going on during the week. Because this isn't my 9-to-5 job, clearly. I will not be doing a show on Thursday, given the fact that I have to go take care of some business. I have a meeting in the morning all the way in Florence for work, so won't be able to do Thursday. So just tomorrow will be the last day for the week of shows for the Ben Garcia Show. Still be doing Locked On Suns, but you will only get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week as we don't do shows on Friday. All right, let's jump right into it, guys. So, I got to be honest with you, it almost felt like there was a media sin committed yesterday in the Arizona sports media landscape. I don't even know where to start because it's infuriating to me because it feels like it shouldn't even have been a thing as I adjust my camera really quickly. Yesterday, Dan Bickley of Arizona Sports, who I have no issues with. I have no issues with Dan Bickley, no issues with really anyone in the Arizona sports media landscape. But yesterday, it almost felt like he committed one of those, unspoken rules, unwritten rules, like those things in baseball that aren't rules, but it feels like they should be. And yesterday, he suggested trading DEvin Booker. I'm not going to play the full clip for you guys, but overall, he was right on one thing, which is something that I've been saying for years now, but of course, Kevin Durant fans didn't want to believe me in this aspect, but let's start with this part. He suggested that the Phoenix Suns trade DEvin Booker. And I'm getting right to the chase here because there's no time for me to lollygag and beat around the bush. Bickley of Arizona Sports said the Phoenix Suns should explore trading DEvin Booker. It has done massive numbers on social media. It has made its round through all things Suns Twitter yesterday. And I got to be honest with you, I never thought Twitter would ever get to me, and it almost did yesterday. Suns Twitter was a cesspool of nonsense on social media all day yesterday. Dan Bickley, whatever it was. People were not happy with what's been going on with the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant's posting and deleting tweets. I got to be honest with you. Stuff like that pisses me off. Because either say what you mean or don't say it at all. What you won't ever have to worry about on this show is I'm going to give you my unfiltered opinion, my real... I'm not holding back here. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. Some people like me for that. Some people don't like me for that. People have told me often, I don't like you. Because of whatever, that's life. People like me, people don't. I don't have anything against someone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. What I don't like is Kevin Durant posting tweets and then deleting them. Either think about what you're going to say and how it's going to affect everyone else, including you, or don't say it at all. And that's where it is with the Kevin Durant stuff on that side of things. But this idea, Dan Bickley threw out yesterday, you might need to trade Devin Booker. And I got to be honest with you. I was on that fence. I wasn't on the fence of trading Devin Booker last year. I said explore the idea of trading Devin Booker after the Phoenix Suns got swept in the first round of the playoffs. And I think I was just being emotional. Honestly, you really think about it, where does it make sense to trade Devin Booker? And I was on this fence last year. And I think I was premature in my idea of trading Devin Booker. Because I was on the same island as a lot of you, which was, well, if you trade Devin Booker, you can bottom out, which you don't have your own draft picks, so I don't know how you would do that. You'd bottom out. You'd be able to get other people's draft picks that would be in the back of first rounds because they'd be so good getting a player like Devin Booker on their team. And you just basically have to hope and pray that someone falls in your lap. Here's why trading Devin Booker makes zero sense. It makes no sense. Let's say you do trade Devin Booker. Then what? It's very similar to my Kyler Murray argument. When people are like, get rid of Kyler Murray, and I'm like, okay, then what? And no one has an answer. You're just trading Kyler Murray or getting rid of Kyler Murray because it makes you feel better. It makes you validate your feelings that you felt all year long. Kyler Murray screws up in the second half of seasons. The Phoenix Suns have largely defecated all over themselves this year because of how bad it's been. And that's just something that you can't have. People are doing it because they feel like they need it, their feelings validated. So let me ask you this. It's the same question I'm going to ask you with Mike Budenholzer later on in the show. It's the same question I've been asking you with Kyler Murray. And now it's the same question with Devin Booker. You want to trade Devin Booker, then what? What's your backup plan? You're going to get a bunch of first. Let's say that they do trade Devin Booker to the Rockets. Let's just say that happens. And they get Ahmed Thompson, and they get Jabari Smith Jr., and Cam Whitmore, and Fred VanVleet, and I don't know, some picks. I don't even know what picks they would get. The Suns picks and the Rockets picks, and it's a slew of players. We have no indication right now that Ahmed Thompson is going to be better than Devin Booker. We have no validation right now that any player the Suns get is going to be better than Devin Booker. Devin Booker at the peak of his powers in 2021 and 2022 was a top 10 player in the NBA. Who are you getting in a trade to replace that? And people will say, well, you could draft that guy. Yeah, you could still draft that guy. The Phoenix Suns will get picks from Kevin Durant when they trade him off. And you're right. You just have to get a little bit lucky in the draft. But let's say that the Phoenix Suns bottom out. Just completely bottom out. They're a one in whatever. They win 4 games all year or something ridiculous. And they get the number 1 overall pick, which, by the way, isn't even something that is a given. Because there's something called the draft lottery, which is a rigged carnival game, which only gives you about 12.5% chance or 14.5% chance or something ridiculously low of actually winning the draft lottery. In case you don't remember, the Atlanta Hawks, they just won the draft lottery last year. They were not one of the worst teams in the NBA. So the NBA draft lottery is a crapshoot. But let's say the Phoenix Suns get lucky and they win the draft lottery. Woo-hoo-hoo, draft lottery, baby. Draft lottery champions. Remember what happened when they won the draft lottery years ago? Drafted DeAndre Ayton over Luka Doncic. They drafted DeAndre Ayton over Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is a top 5 player in the NBA. DeAndre Ayton is a top 5 headache in the NBA. Regardless of what DeAndre Ayton stands will tell you on social media, Portland Trail Blazers fans don't even want DeAndre Ayton there anymore. So this idea that if you trade Devin Booker, and this is really the crux of the argument here, let's just trade Devin Booker. Okay, then what? It's the same question with Kyler Murray. It's the same question with firing Mike Budenholzer, which, surprise, surprise, we'll get there in just a second. You want to trade Devin Booker, then what? What's your plan? Because if your plan is, well, if you are bad enough, you could get the number 1 overall pick. Okay, that doesn't mean you're getting the best player in the draft. That doesn't mean you're getting a budding superstar. Anthony Bennett and DeAndre Ayton would like a word with you. I mean, come on. Nonsense. It's just nonsense. You're just trading DEvin Booker to validate your feelings. You're just trading a guy who has carried the franchise on his back, who hasn't asked for a trade and wants to be here, just to validate your feelings. If you think things are going to get better by rolling out a team of Ahmed Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr. and Cam Whitmore, basically the Rockets B team, and then Nick Richards and, I don't know, Bradley Beal, what is wrong with you? I can't even be polite about it anymore. Trading Kevin Durant, all in on, and I agree with it, and I would have done it last offseason, because you could still get a lot for KD. But the Suns, they don't have to just give up on DEvin Booker. What they need to do is move on from Kevin Durant, get as much of a haul as you can get for him, take your licks for a couple of years with Bradley Beal being a terrible contract, move off that contract, and at that point, DEvin Booker's 29, 30, 31. You're still in the crux of your prime, and you could still figure it out. But this idea, just trading someone just to trade someone's nonsense. And I hate the fact that we're even talking about this on February 25th, which is why I kind of got annoyed by Bickley throwing this out there, because it was like a unwritten rule that, you don't talk about this until the NBA season is over, because I want things to talk about when the NBA season is over. You got to kind of pace yourself. So throwing this out there made me feel like I had to throw my opinion out there, which is something that I was going to wait on later on in the season. Ask yourself this: what team has gotten better after they traded their best player? Or here, let me get more specific. What team has gotten better after trading a top 15 player in the NBA? Who? I'm waiting. This is not a thing. This idea that you'll get rid of DEvin Booker and then get better, complete and utter nonsense. All right. Ivan, love this take, Ben. Thanks, man. I'm a little fired up this morning, and I'm a little irritated with a lot of Suns fans. But again, this is me, man. I'm not going to hold back. I'll tell you if you're being ridiculous. And I hope you guys do the same with me. This is not a one-way street. Sometimes I need to be told I'm a freaking... I'm an idiot. Sometimes I'm not a big cursor, and I'm not a big drop F-bombs at all. I don't do that really in person. But sometimes I feel like you need to curse someone out, and that's how I feel like. I like Dan Bickley. He's a good dude. He's helped me out with things before in the past, but just egregious. Just egregious. All right. Let me answer this question from Michael. How many years will it take for the Suns to get better? I mean, you just got to call it what it is, guys. It's not going to be soon. This rebuild is going to take a few years. I would argue in 2 years, Bradley Beal's contract becomes more tradable. I think Bradley Beal will ultimately get better when Kevin Durant leaves, not because of Kevin Durant, but because of it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. I think when he is the undoubtedly second guy to DEvin Booker, I think he'll get better as well. So this team next year can be very competitive next year. All right. Now they're not going to be a championship team anytime soon, but they can be absolutely competitive. All right, let's go here. It's nice to see Don Dripper in the chat. I haven't seen him in any of these live streams yet, so pretty cool to see some new people in here. Let's go here. Mike Budenholzer. He is getting a lot of blame for the Suns season. The Suns front office is getting a lot of blame. And yet, we're still yet to see what the players are getting in terms of this season. So now you see fans kind of say things like, oh man, Budenholzer's ruining this team. Sometimes all you can do is sigh. You can't explain to someone why they are so egregiously wrong. You just have to take your licks, put your hands up in the air, and say, I can't help you. Mike Budenholzer is not the solution for this team right now, but he is for damn sure not the problem. At some point, you stop running off coaches and start looking in the mirror. DEvin Booker, Kevin Durant, Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Bradley Beal. This team has got talent. There's no reason why they should be this bad. I could be out there coaching this team, and they wouldn't be this egregiously bad. But what the Suns are doing is a statistical anomaly. Oftentimes people say, you get what you pay for. Well, I'm paying the highest roster in the NBA, and I'm not getting what I paid for. So the whole idea of this team is a statistical anomaly. Nothing that they do makes sense. And the fact that they're this bad, I would not have in a million years thought that this would be the case. I never thought the Suns could be this awful. But you know what they are? They're this awful. But blaming Mike Budenholzer for the Suns' miscues or missteps, what are we doing? What are we doing? We can get upset with Kevin Durant not getting more touches in the fourth quarter, or the defense is worse than it was under Frank Vogel with this team. We could do all of that, right? We could go in on all of that. Monty Williams went to the championship as a head coach in the NBA. Frank Vogel won a championship. And you ran those two guys off. Mike Budenholzer won a championship. And you want to run him off. And not only do you want to run him off, you think the Phoenix Suns, and I'm not pointing to people in the chat. I'm pointing at the large majority of the Suns fan base. And that's this. You think it's going to get better? Not only do you think it's going to get better by running off another head coach, you think you're going to get a better hire? Why would anyone take this job? Knowing damn well and good, there's a good chance they're a one-and-done team. You could pay someone as much as you want, but when people have family, friends, kids that they're moving or leaving behind, not kids, but friends, people are uprooting their life for this job. And you think they're going to take it? The Phoenix Suns will not get a better head coaching hire than Mike Budenholzer. You're lucky you got him after running off Monty Williams and Frank Vogel in back-to-back years. At some point, you got to look at the players. And you talk about Kevin Durant not getting his touches in the fourth quarter. At some point, if you're a top 10 player of all time, you just need to demand the basketball. And stop sulking on the sidelines. You know, we talked about this last night on Locked On Phoenix Suns, and it was the fact, which, by the way, amazing episode. I haven't checked the comment section for that episode last night, but I'm sure I'm getting ripped to shreds. I haven't looked at it at all yet, but I was pretty harsh last night. And I'm going to almost replay that here. This whole team has got an internal issue. This is not an external fix. I don't think if you outside of throwing in LeBron James into this mix, I don't think this Suns team gets fixed. They've got an internal issue. They don't have a leader. I know Kevin Durant fans hate that L word. DEvin Booker seems to have lost his edge a little bit. I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow on the show. I wish I wouldn't have waited so long for that, but I got to be honest with you. Dealing with the backlash of Suns fans when it comes to that is just not something I wanted to deal with right now. But this whole team has an internal issue, and changing the external things like head coach is crazy. And Matt Ishbia is not going to do it. For better or for worse, Budenholzer is staying here. He's not going anywhere. And thinking even if you did get rid of him, that you'd get a better head coach without paying out the wazoo for them. And you're already paying Budenholzer like $10 million a year. And then you're expecting Matt Ishbia to pay 3 head coaches? Billionaires didn't become billionaires by giving away their money. I understand Ishbia likes to spend money, but at some point the bill does come due with this team. And you're not getting a good ROI. It has been crazy. Yesterday was insane. And I know today's going to be just as insane on Suns social media, that being Suns Twitter. And you can have your takes about getting rid of DEvin Booker or getting rid of Kevin Durant or whoever it is. But getting rid of Budenholzer is arguably the dumbest one. You want to run off another championship-level head coach. For who? You don't get to have the opinion of, just like with DEvin Booker, trade him, then what? Kyler Murray, get rid of him, then what? Mike Budenholzer, you want to get rid of Mike Budenholzer, and then what? What is your succession plan? Because a good succession plan isn't just getting him out the door. Someone has to coach this team. And Ime Udoka, Brad Stevens, Eric Spoelstra is not walking through that door. You're stuck with this guy, for better or for worse. And that's what it feels like right now, for better or for worse, with this Suns team. But running Budenholzer out the door, that ain't it. That just ain't it. All right, guys. I'm already out of breath. I'm beat. I'm tired. It has been a excruciatingly long Suns season. And I'm ready for it to end just like a lot of you. But at some point, it'll get figured out with this team. Do me a favor, guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about the Ben Garcia Show. It takes 1 second to Mr. Bennett. It's a marriage. That is a great comp. As someone that's married, you take the good with the bad. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell someone about the Ben Garcia Show. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. That's the best way to get your instant reaction from me is on social media at Ben Garcia Show. I make, breakout clips. I talk about the Suns on there. I talk about the Cardinals on there. I'm so ready for Diamondback season. I cannot wait to see the Arizona Diamondbacks take the field because they are at least very fun to watch, young, and they still have all their quote-unquote assets if they wanted to make a big move. Really good seeing you guys. More people in the chat today. Don, Ivan, Sandman, Michael. We got some dude in here named Volcano. So, whatever, right? Either way, guys, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. No show on Thursday. Just throwing that out there once again. Got some things I got to take care of with my real 9-to-5 job. So appreciate you guys making me a part of your day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about the Ben Garcia Show. I'm Benjamin Garcia, and until tomorrow, it's been the Ben Garcia Show.